Our podcast is about your journey in music and how you got to where you are now.
Wow. I don't even know the answer to that question. Every day I'm like, how did I convince people to listen to my music and let me do this as a thing? Yeah, I don't know.
Well, tell me about where you grew up.
Okay, well, I'm in my basement right now of the house I grew up in. I grew up in Langhorne, Pennsylvania, which is like right outside of Philadelphia.
Okay.
Pretty boring. We have a Sesame Street theme park, which is
Whoa, that's pretty
weird,
rad.
but like very random. Like, because
Yeah.
like I'll pass by sometimes and you'll just see Big Bird, and you're like, I probably went to math class with the guy who plays Big Bird. Pretty cool. Um, and there's really nothing to do music around here. I mean,
Okay.
there's not really a music scene. I mean, there's just like, high school choir. And I was
Mhm.
like chilling in the high school choir.
Okay.
Um, which again, like, just leads back into the question of like the journey to music and my music journey. Don't know how it happens because I literally just then I went on American Idol and then bam, so much opportunity because for the
Sure.
first 17 years of my life, just chilling, just nothing going on.
Well, how did you get into music originally? Just singing as a young girl?
Yeah, and I never really thought anything of it. Like I know a lot of people have this story, and I mean, like when I say the story, I mean the story, because when you're on a singing competition, this is like the most common answer you'll hear. I don't know.
Mhm.
English was not my. What the heck was that? But it's like my dad played Bruce Springsteen, and I was only a minute old, and I knew I wanted to be a musician. And they have like the home video of them singing, and it's like really cute. No, that wasn't my journey. My journey was I tried sports and I tried everything, and I wasn't good at them. Um, and one day I watched a YouTube video of like a girl on America's Got Talent when I was 11, and I'm like, that seems so fun. I want to sing, and
Mhm.
I sang for my mom, and she's like, well, you're not horrible. So she, heard me. I just sang in the shower, but I really take it seriously because the sick irony of wanting to have a music career is I have like an anxiety disorder. And I'm like, oh, that's cool. Who like stage fright? Like, cool. Put me on a stage and have a bunch of people judge me. And great, super. Um, but I didn't really take it seriously and want it to be a full-time thing until American Idol. So for the first like 17 years, it was just like a little passion project of mine.
Sure. Well, you said you're in choir. When did you learn how to play? I saw you were playing guitar on your. Well, you played guitar on American Idol. Like, when did you learn guitar?
15. I learned
Okay.
it at 15.
Was there?
Pretty late.
Did you just like were just drawn to it? Why'd you choose guitar?
Um, it just looked cool. Well, okay, I wanted to start a girl band because I was really into like I went through like, my like group phase where I had a thing for Fifth Harmony and One Direction and Five
Sure.
Seconds of Summer and Paramore, and I'm like, I want to be in a group and I want to be the front man.
Mhm.
So I need to learn an instrument. I want to be cool. I want to be a badass. And I'm like, well, they all know guitar, so that's what originally started because like I had a plan in my head. I'm like, I'm gonna be a front man, and
Okay.
I need to have this skill set in my arsenal to like make it.
Uh-huh.
But then it just turned into never really went the electric route, which was what I planned to do. It didn't really. Then I
Mhm.
just started singing like sad folky music, and it just sticked.
Mhm. Yeah, for sure. Well, when did you start? Because I mean, talk about a bold move doing an original song for your American Idol audition. I mean, tell me about writing this. Did you start writing music right away?
I not right away. It was kind of weird because 21st Century Machine, the song I auditioned with, was the second full song I wrote.
Oh, wow.
But I came a long way from the first song I wrote, which
Okay.
was ass, hot garbage, like total garbage. So the fact that I went from that to like writing with these like pretentious metaphors and everything, I don't know how the hell that happened. Like it's unbeknownst to me. I don't know. Um, but my mom was actually the one who pushed me to do an original song, which is like she has such a admitting to your mom that she was right about something is like a death wish, because then they will think for the rest of their life that they know more than you, and it'll just
They've always been
because
right.
yeah, they're like, oh, okay, like, well, remember that one time I was right, so it means like I now know the answers to everything.
Sure.
But I was like, gross, mom. No one wants an original. And then I bombed my first song I did, and they only showed that one my mom made me do. So like, she takes credit for that still to this day. It's
Oh,
very
so
annoying.
you did 2 songs to
Oh
audition?
yeah.
Okay. Well, talk to me about the process here, because you hear these stories that they'll like seek out people and kind of put them in front of the judges right away. But then there's the people that stand in line. Like I spoke with David
That was
Cook, and he
me.
was one of the guys that stood in line, and I was like
Yes.
shocked. Like, what?
Yes. I stood in the line. Disney World. My audition was at Disney World. I got there at like 2 a.m., but Disney wouldn't let you on their property until
Oh.
like 4 a.m. So everyone just stood in a parking lot for like 2 hours. It was like war. Like people like, we're gonna get that spot. I was up at 2, didn't get in front of a producer until 10 a.m.
Wow.
Just waiting, and then you have to wait longer, like longer after you get past the first audition. Then you see the executive producers, and that's like brutal. It's like the 300. They're just like cutting bitches down. Like, get out. Like, no, like narrowing it down. 9 out of like 6,000 people or something, 19 people made it from my audition city to the judges.
Oh, wow.
And then that narrows down even more because some people like drop out.
Right.
So that was a process beforehand. But
That is crazy.
with
And that was all of East Coast, I would think, right? If you went all the way down to Florida to
well,
audition.
there weren't any close for that season. There weren't any. You would think usually for those kinds of TV shows they do New York,
You would think.
sometimes Philly, which
Right.
would, I just take a train down. But the closest city to me was like Pittsburgh, and that's 5 hours away. So it was either like a cheap flight for like $30 that's like 2 hours, or
Uh-huh.
a 5 hour drive in
Drive. Got it.
Pittsburgh. And they already hate me because I'm from Philly. I was like, no, I'll just go to Florida. And it's Disney World. And my logic was like, if I like fuck this up, because
Mhm.
I went in with I've done those auditions before. I've been rejected. I was rejected from American Idol like the season I was actually on. I sent in an online audition and that was rejected. Like I've been rejected so many times for these things. So I went in going like, I'm gonna not get through,
Uh-huh.
but I have an annual pass, so I will just go in the park and
And
ride
have fun
Space
at
Mountain
Disneyland.
or something.
Right.
Yeah. So like, great logic on my part. And then I actually got through. So I was
That's
like,
so
I really
awesome.
wasn't planning for that, because my mom wasn't planning for it either. Love her. But she like booked me fast passes. You have to make reservations. She like got me like 4 p.m. Space Mountain fast passes, but I made it. So I missed it. And I'm like, oh, like
Oh,
good.
she's
I was
like, in
kind of
case you don't get you don't
a
get picked, at least we'll have some fun at Disney World.
yeah, and I love that. It was
That's
very
cool.
wholesome.
That's awesome that your mom was so supportive too, to be like, you know what? Yeah, well, I'll take you down, or you can go down to Florida and spend all day in this parking lot trying to get onto this television show. I mean,
Well,
that's pretty cool.
her like, we're like that weird Disney family where like it is a cult. You are born into it, and like I was born into like that weird Disney family where like we just like hail Mickey Mouse like all the time. And her reasoning was, Catie, this is your time to get on now. Like,
Mhm.
why? Because it's on ABC. It's the new season, and ABC is owned by Disney, and you were conceived on Disney property. So you were born for this. And I'm like, okay. But then she ended up like kind of being right, which I'm kind of like, was this a sign from Mickey Mouse himself? Like, was I conceived on Disney property to do this with my life?
Oh man, that's hilarious. Well, so when did you play the original song? Was that through the first person you saw? Did you do an original, or was it a cover up until then when you got on the
It
show?
was a cover up until then. I did Ride by 21 Pilots,
Oh
and I did
wow,
like this
that's a rad
jazzy
cover.
version, and I was like scatting like boop, 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 boop. again, I don't know. Like I look back at that and I was like, I was on something for sure. I was doing something. Okay, I tried. And then for the Drudges audition, I went in with my first song being "Hit Me Baby One More Time."
That's awesome.
Um,
Did you play it on guitar or just sing it?
I played on guitar.
That's
and
even cooler.
I messed like on the, cause I was so nervous because they make you like sitting up. They edit it like I was the first person to audition on the show, but really in reality I was like the 12th person that day, and everyone before me was getting rejected, and they came out in tears, and it was like, oh my god, it was like, so I went in nervous, and I sing "Hit Me Baby One More Time," and on the "Give Me a Sigh," I like go sigh, I like flat. Katy Perry like winces. I'm like, oh shit, like oh my god, and like I bombed. It's like abort mission. But then luckily they never showed that, and they made it seem like I just went in with 21st century scene, and I'm just like, oh, I'm just such a visionary and a mind. Kind of mad they cut out this part though, where Luke Bryan comes out after my audition because he has to use the bathroom, and we're right next to the bathroom filming, and I don't think he expected to still see us out there, so he made up an excuse like, oh, I just wanted to say hi to the people who birthed this beautiful mind, when in reality he just had to pee.
Yeah.
And he was like surprised we were still there. They also did not show.
That's amazing.
You're getting the inside scoop.
Well, from there, I mean, you did so amazing on the show. I mean, you got what, top 10?
I got top 7.
Top 7. There you go.
Oh.
Well, like once you get to like a certain point, when, I mean, standing on the stage playing out to all those people or in front of these judges, like, did it get easier as you kept going, or like every time you went out and saw the cameras, it's like, oh my gosh?
It got easier and then harder, then easier again. It would be like a roller coaster, because when it wasn't aired to a bunch of people, you would just see what's in front of you. So you would get more confident, like, hell yeah, I must be really good because they're putting me through and I'm like making it, like, hell yeah. And then it got harder when it aired, because when it came to live shows, then you start reading people's comments about you. So then I'm like, oh my God, people think I am the Antichrist, and I need to be put down. Like, I need to be like euthanized. Like, they literally, like, they hate me so much. So then that kind of got like, oh, now it's harder again. But then there was like a peak where it was like Disney week, and again, like I don't know what, again, Mickey Mouse possessed me. That was the only week
because you guys did Disney songs, right?
I was like,
funny.
Yeah, that was like my week, and that was the only week I ever like. Before I went on stage, I'm like, look back and everyone like, watch this, and I like went on stage, start twirling and stuff like that. But then and then it went back down. But then when I got kicked off and then didn't have to deal with the pressure of competing anymore, then it went back up again. It would just kind of alternate between like just being stressful. Like, competing's hard because you like these people, but they're also your competitors.
Yeah, you want to win, right?
Like, so up and down.
Yeah. Wow. Well, you can have a phone and everything with you, like, while you're there, so you actually can see people trashing you on like online. Like, I know with like other shows, like you don't get your phone, like The Bachelor or whatever. They don't let them have their phone.
Yeah. Well, we filmed a certain part of it, then we went home. So during that, while the show's airing, you can read it. But then when live shows happens, they let you like have your phone in like the back room, like while you're watching it in real time. So you can tweet out, you can do the vote for me.
Oh,
so my mistake is after it was top 7 night. It was the first time we had 2 performances. Dumbass Katie over here. I read the criticism after my first performance I still have one song to go. So now I'm in my bag. Because everyone's like, oh my God, Katie singing Britney Spears. She's not even dead, but she's already rolling in her grave. That was bad. And I'm like, damn. So I have to make this second song really good. And I forgot my words.
Ouch. Well, at least you got that far. I mean, like, look at it now, though. I mean, at 11 or whatever, 15 when you got the guitar, Did you ever think that you'd be looking online and watching hundreds of millions of people like either commenting or trashing you? I mean, at least
No.
people are listening and watching. I mean,
Yeah,
that's
I
cool.
I still am shocked that people even listen to my music. Like I was on TikTok and there was a TikTok of like sad songs to listen to. Oh, what is this angle? Oh, I'm lifting it back up. Sad songs to listen to, and I was just kind of watching because I like a good sad song, and then my song showed up on their playlist, and I'm like, whoa, that's me. Holy shit.
Yeah.
What is this like? Sometimes I feel like people are like paid secretly by the government or something to like say they listen to me. Like it's weird. I can't believe it. Like I don't know.
I don't think that many millions of people would be being paid out by the government to like listen to your song. But
it's very good.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, was it after American Idol that you put out the Sad Vegan?
Yeah,
Okay.
it was like a year after. It was 2019, and it was like in June. I think June. I don't even remember when I put my first EP out. I didn't think anything of it. And then now, like people are like, "Where's the damn vinyl? It's the Sad Vegan," and I'm like, "People listen to this."
A lot of people do, according to the internet.
I know. It's so. It's weird. I think I have like imposter syndrome. I'm like, oh my god, why? Like everyone, I'm a fraud. Don't like, I can't write like this all the time because people are like, what's your favorite lyric you ever written? I'm like, I don't know. I don't remember any lyrics I write. Like, who am I?
Well, so you actually got asked to come back and play on the finale, right, of American Idol. You got to play your original song again.
Yeah.
Was that like that must have been a huge moment, like after the fact, were record labels trying to contact you? I'm sure like there must have been a pretty big buzz with you
there
after
was
the
buzz
fact.
but not a ton of record labels. Like American Idol's kind of like a mud stain to some record label people because obviously not now, because like Gabby being on the charts is actually really huge because it brings validity back to the show. But back in the day, American Idol used to be like a huge deal. If you were like in the top 24, you are on Capitol Records and you have like a hit song.
Right.
But then it kind of fell off. So then it became like, oh, American Idol singing competition winners. Like same thing with The Voice, same thing with like all those people. It's like, oh, singing shows. Gross. Which I guess I understand in a way, like you're singing covers. So they like can't see who you are as an artist.
But you had an original, right? I mean,
yeah, I'm like, I had an original. Like where were my calls? But I definitely did have buzz in the sense that like people I used to watch on TV would just be like, you're the girl who sings 21st Century Machine. Or people get the name wrong. They're like, the Time Machine song. And I'm like, yes, that is me. But it was like just so cool that like they were that close. And I'm just like, wow, that's closer than I would even expect you to be. So like, thank you. Like, so yeah, after the show, it was like, definitely like, I was riding the high of being like the hometown hero, just graduating like high school. And like, I got my first boyfriend because of American Idol. I was like met him at a meet and greet of mine. Like that was the biggest ego boost. Yeah. I'm like, I met my first boyfriend at a meet and greet.
He came to meet me.
Yeah. And then but now my second boyfriend, I also met on American Idol, not because of it, but like on American Idol.
On the show, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's like this weird, like ABC gave like the Bachelor energy to like American Idol, like sprinkled something around because so many people got together on my season. It's almost like what was happening.
Chris Harrison shows up and starts matchmaking you guys.
Honestly, I have like on the topic of The Bachelor, I was like watching the new season last night and I just really want to go on The Bachelor, but also like not even just like, I don't know, it just kind of stressed me out because some of these people are like 21 only and they look so much older and have their shit together more than me, and I'm almost their age. And
you would think they do, or at least the lower third says that there's somebody
but
important.
they're ready to throw it all to the wind. They're like, I'm already ready to get married. I'm like, I don't even know how to do taxes or anything, cook for myself.
I get what you're saying, but it's also one of those things too, where it's like, how many of these people are going on there to just get like become an Instagram influencer or TikToker or
I
something like
lit-
that?
I just want to go on there because like, I've also I feel like I was having a panic attack last night because I'm like, I don't know what my first impression would be. Like, I don't know what I'd say, like what's witty enough without coming across like crazy. And I feel like I'd be like the crazy girl of the season. Where like I get the villain edit. I'm just like insane.
The villain at it.
Yeah, like where I'm like just the girl, like there's a girl on the show right now, like Victoria, and she's like, she literally talks like this. She talks like Cecily Strong from SNL, like a bad character impression. She's like, I'm the queen, bitches.
Oh my god, I
That
haven't
was
watched it
me.
yet. I have to catch it on the Hulu because I don't pay for cable, so it's like the next day I get to watch it.
Oh, definitely. It's a good time.
Oh yeah, we love it here in our household.
I love reality TV. God, it's so good.
It's too addicting.
I,
But
I
anyway,
know.
so you put out the Sad Vegan on the did all those, were you writing all those songs right after the show? Were any of those done prior?
I'm thinking. No, all of them were after the show. Pretty much all of them were after the show.
Okay. And then you toured the record too, right? And you also did the American Idol tour.
Oh yeah, I did the American Idol tour.
Was that cool?
Yeah, it made me realize I do want to do music because like going to arguably some of the most irrelevant cities in America. I never thought I'd go to Billings, Montana. I'm so sorry if you live in Billings, Montana, but it was like I never knew I'd be there. It made me realize I want to do this because like just going on stage singing the same two songs. Like I was a backup singer for like all of the rest of the songs. I had two solo songs.
So it's like a performance thing. It's not just like you go out, play a set, and then the next person who was on the show plays a set.
It used to be like because I used to see the American Idol tour. Like I was filth for American Idol. It used to be like, okay, number 10, you'd have your little thing and they'd sing. But it was kind of just like on stage, off stage, just kind of like filing through the people in no particular order.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, and then like I'd be a backup singer. And I had to get like I got told off by the tour people because like you're just doing too much in the background. Because I was like, I'm so bored. Like I'm just like trying to like do like just
dance
anything.
moves.
And they're like, you're just stop. But that was just two covers. I didn't do anything of my own. But I did tour Sad Vegan a bit. I did like 4 shows for that, and one in my hometown, which my managers do like to like, it's like a kind of a thing where you go in and they're like, yeah, she sold out her hometown show, lots of hometown support. And I always kind of want to say, I'm like, yeah, but I think it's like also because my mom's a doctor and like she's like very good at like getting people to go. Like she would just like tell all her patients to show up. So like
Okay.
she's like, oh my god, my mom's such a good man. Like she was the reason I won all these like Girl Scout cookie awards because she would just like pimp them out, be like, you're not getting your medication unless you buy my daughter's Thin Mints. But
I'll waive the copay if you just take
yeah. So I was like, I'm wondering, I'm like, how much of that was like hometown support and then just like my mom like just like giving away my
on the note of your mom, I did watch the video on your Instagram. It's so hilarious where you're singing a Christmas song, and she doesn't know any of the words in between. What is
I don't know what it is about parents, but she has this thing where she's so close to getting everything right, where you can understand who she's talking about and what she's trying to sing, like synonyms, but not the thing. Like with Last Christmas, like I gave Christmas. It to somebody better, like close. And then she'll say like Ed Sheeran, or there'll be a bagel. There's a bagel I eat called like O'Do's, and she'll call it O'Do's, like just like so close, but like not
right
to the point where it's like it pisses me off. I'm like, what? Like who is Ed Sheeran? There's Holland Roden instead of Holland Roden, like just
little things. I was laughing so hard because she's like she's doing something. It looks like she's knitting or she's putting something on a string. She's just sitting there, and then you're like, say something, and she like turns and then like almost has the lyrics right, but not quite.
Yeah, she hates like when I film her, but secretly she loves it. She's like that, like, "Ah, stop filming me. Oh my God, what are you doing, Catie? Don't stop making fun of me." But then she'll be like reading my Instagram comments on the video of her going, "They love me. They love me so much."
That's awesome. And then you after the Sad Vegan, it looks like you put out a few singles, and then a new single coming out on Friday.
Yes.
And all are like Gets Better, I Love Him, and One Day, are all those going to be part of a project, or are they just kind of releasing singles as they were?
I kind of releasing singles as they were, but maybe, who knows? I'm making it up as I go.
I
so
like that.
Who knows?
Okay. Well, with that, like, how did like the COVID lockdown affect you? Were you writing some of these songs during that time, recording them? Did it stop you in any way?
We recorded these songs during them. There was some writing going on, but a lot, honestly, COVID wrecked me in the sense that, obviously that sounds so privileged. I mean, like, no, it didn't wreck me as much as it did like other people, but creative wise, when you're not doing anything, you don't have anything to write about. Like I was like hoping my boyfriend, I would like pick stupid arguments just to feel something. I'm like, I just want to get mad at you so I can like just write something. Like, so he would, I don't know, like say like hi to his cat, like hi. And I'd go, why don't you talk to me like that? And I'd like cry because I'm just like, I just want to feel something. Like, I know this is like embarrassing, but like, I just want material. So there was a couple months in quarantine where it was foolish of me to think like I was that person, like, oh my God, it's going to be over in like by November.
Right. Well, I think everybody was like that for
so
a few months.
Yeah. So I didn't start the whole, like, I need to learn how to live with this until like I realized, oh shit, this isn't going to end. So for the first couple months, it was just me doing nothing, like rotting away, and gaining weight. Like somehow I was rotting away and gaining weight at the same time. Don't know how that happens,
That's
but
quite
it
a
did.
skill.
Yeah. And then not writing anything. But now, like, you know, because this is our new normal, I've learned to deal with it. I'm like getting back into the creative process, but COVID definitely just affected just everything. I think everyone can say that. It kind of just was a vibe killer, you know?
Totally.
Yeah, like the best, most Californian way to describe that. Like it killed everyone's vibe.
It was. You know? It was definitely a vibe killer for sure. It's still killing vibes.
I know. I'm like, but sometimes the worst thing happened yesterday where like sometimes, because it is our new normal, it's easy to forget that like, oh my God, there is an active pandemic going on because it just like has been going on so long. So I went into like the mailbox. Like I went to like drop things off at the post office, and I went into the building and I wasn't wearing a mask. I just forgot, and I saw like all these people wearing a mask. I'm like, oh my God, there's a pandemic. And then I like ran in and got my mask. But like the amount of times I realize like I see people in masks and I'm like, that's because like I don't leave the house that much.
So it's weird going into like a mall or something. I had to do it to switch out my son's iPad because it broke after a month, and it was like you go in the mall and they're temperature checking you, and you couldn't go into the store unless you had a valid reason, or it was just weird.
Well, my boyfriend lives in Florida, and that doesn't apply to him because Floridians are just chilling.
They're just care. Like, it's just open season.
He will tell me because his birthday was like a couple weeks ago, and he was like, oh, for my birthday I'm just going to an escape room, maybe I'll do laser tag today. Like all the like, it's life is the same, like you just have to wear a mask. And I'm like, I love wearing masks anyway because it's a fun game of like how different do people actually look when they take like this off and like, their facial features. But everything was like normal for him. He's like, I'm like, I wish I could, like, you're going out to restaurants, you're just like actively just chilling at Chipotle, like
Yeah, what?
eating in. Like this makes like Florida's its own country.
Yeah, they've got something else going on over there for sure. Well, okay, so you have a new song. I want to go back to your music here. You have a new song coming out on Friday called "Play God." Tell me about this
Yes.
song. I've only heard the hook that you posted on your Instagram, and it sounds awesome. Tell us
Thank
about
you. Play God. It was about when you have a first breakup, you know, they suck. But it's like, you know, I wrote it about how things get like ruined when you break up, like things feel different. And I wrote the song about like, oh, like New York, it doesn't feel the same because like you fucked up a whole city. Like how the hell do you ruin a whole city? My God. And I'm so sad. That's pretty much the premise. Just I'm sad.
it. Mm-hmm.
That could be said about all my music.
The
Yeah, this is
sad
just
vegan
another
says it all.
this is just another good, oh my God, I got broken up with and now New York feels sad.
Okay. I love it though. It sounds, I mean, the hook is great. I can't wait to hear the full song. And do you have a video and everything else coming out with it?
I don't know.
Oh.
I think I have a singing, I don't have a music video, but oh my God, my manager's gonna kill me. I need to get better at like doing the celebrity type of thing where they're like, stay tuned. But I'm like, maybe, I don't know. I hope.
Stay tuned, right?
Yeah, stay tuned. Yeah, stay tuned. You'll see.
I love it. And what about anything after playing God? Other songs in the pipeline or what?
Yes, there is. I can say
Awesome.
that with full confidence. I do know the answer to that one. It is yes. After I Love Him, which came out in November of 2019, I put out one day in November. Like it was like almost a full year after I put out I Love Him, and I vowed I'm not going to go that long without releasing new music again. So it's a nice steady stream coming, and I hope to have my EP out sometime by soon.
I love that answer. Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Catie, for talking with me. I really, really appreciate it. I do have one more question for you before I let you go. I want to know if you have any advice for aspiring artists.
Advice. I'm thinking. My wheels are turning.
Take your time.
I would say for aspiring artists, you have to believe that your shit's cool, because once you believe it, the whole world, like nobody can tell you anything. So you gotta like what you do, and you gotta believe in yourself the most. It's so cliche, but like just be yourself. And when I say be yourself, I mean like really be yourself. Don't try and be like the version of yourself you think other people want you to be, like a Splenda version of yourself. Like, no, be like the full sugar version of yourself, like I am. Just don't give any fucks. Like, there's already so many fucks in the world, so just don't add on to the fucks and just do music and be happy. Bring it back.